Wake that ass up early in the morning. The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Now, my Giants had a bye week this week, but everybody else...
They definitely ain't had no bye week.
They played?
Sure they did.
Damn.
Here's the thing, though. I was telling my younger brothers this yesterday. I don't get excited over wins like this because, we have to be able to beat teams that actually matter, teams that are actually good this way. Beating the Giants like this don't mean nothing. The Giants that's like beating up on the less fortunate. Punching down.
Well, we had a bye week this week, but the Raiders beat the Jets 16-12. Colts beat the Patriots. Steelers beat the Packers. Browns beat the Ravens. 49ers beat the Jaguars. Vikings beat the Saints. The Buccaneers beat the Titans. The Texans beat the Bengals. The Lions beat the Chargers. Cardinals beat the Falcons. Seahawks beat the Commanders. Cowboys won. And I said the Raiders beat the Jets already, right?
Cowboys dominated yesterday, but once again, it don't matter when you beat up on the less fortunate. You know what I'm saying? You punching down. I want to be able to do that against the teams that matter.
Goodness. All right,
the Eagles, the Niners, the Lions.
Okay, all right. Yeah, the Denver Broncos beat the Buffalo Bills. Play the Bills tonight at 8:15. Now, morning, Tez.
Good morning, DJ Envy. Good morning, Charlamagne the Guy. Did you guys have a good weekend? Yes.
Yes. Let's start. Let's jump right in with Trump. What's going on with Trump?
Yeah, Donald Trump is pushing for his federal election interference trial in Washington to be televised. Now, he's joining media outlets that say the American public should be able to watch the historic case unfold. Let's take a listen.
They said, sir, do you want a trial with or without cameras? Now, most people would say without. I say the opposite. I want this trial to be seen by everybody in the world.
Now, federal courts prohibit broadcast proceedings and normally do that at the state level, but the Associated Press and other news organizations say that the unprecedented case of a former president standing trial on accusations that should be tried should subvert the will of the voters, making an exception. Basically, they're saying we should make an exception. In this case, the Justice Department is opposing the effort, arguing that the judge overseeing the case does not have the authority to ignore the long-standing nationwide policy against cameras in federal courts. This trial is scheduled to begin March 4th. So do you guys think it should be televised or no?
I don't even know if it matters, whether what we think or not. But I think that Trump understands for him all publicity is good publicity. That's not the case for everybody, but it is for Trump, especially being that he's not on the debate stages. But who needs a debate stage when you suck all the air out of the media all the time? So yeah, the trial being televised would only help him.
I think it'll help Trump too. I mean, he loves to have his face and his image out there in the press. So the fact that would be televised and on camera every day, he would definitely love that.
Yeah, and you can keep pushing the whole this is a witch hunt narrative.
That's right.
And they're just afraid.
And I'm just trying to help the American people.
That I'll be president of the United States of America again. It can't hurt him in any way, shape, or form.
Mm-mm. Now let's talk about.
I don't think it doesn't matter to me if it's hurt or help, but I understand your point. But I just think we should be able to watch the trial. Me personally, just as a former president of the United States.
Yeah. Now let's jump into Tim Scott.
Yeah, Tim Scott suspends his presidential campaign. Let's take a listen to what he had to say.
When I go back to Iowa, it will not be as a presidential candidate. I am suspending my campaign. I think the voters who are the most remarkable people on the planet have been really clear that they're telling me not now, Tim.
Well, you can't suspend a campaign that never got started.
Jesus.
It's really just that simple. Salute to Senator Tim Scott, though, but never really got off the ground, that campaign, did it?
Yeah.
Nope.
He gave it old college try. Last week he released a photo of a woman he said he's been dating for the last year or so. So people kind of, really didn't believe that. So I don't know if that
was a white woman, right?
Yes, it was. Her name was Mindy. She went by the name of Mindy.
Okay.
Said he's been dating her for about a year. People have been pressing him, asking, why is he not married? Being almost 60. So he put that photo out on last week. And so folks are kind of saying, I guess that, maybe that didn't do the trick and time to just suspend the campaign. So he gave it old college try, I guess.
All right. Well, that is your front page news. Now get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open. Again, 800-585-1051. Let us know how your weekend was, what you did. Was it good? Was it bad? Talk to us. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up early in the morning. The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. What up, Tez?
What's going on, DJ MV Charlamagne the God? Happy Monday.
Peace, Ted.
All right, let's get right in the front page news. Now, I'll start off with sports. The Giants, again, like I tell you earlier, had a bye week this week, so it doesn't even matter our scores. But the Colts beat the Patriots, the Browns beat the Ravens, Steelers beat the Packers, the Vikings beat the Saints, 49ers beat the Jaguars, Texans beat the Bengals, the Buccaneers beat the Titans, Cardinals beat the Falcons, Lions beat the Chargers, Seahawks beat the Commanders, and last night the Raiders beat the Jets.
Well, I care about my team. My team is the Dallas Cowboys, and we won 49-17 against the New York Giants. We're now 6-3. The New York Giants are 2-8. But I don't celebrate victories like that. We did what we supposed to do against a bum ass team. Dang. But we got to do that against the good teams. You know what I mean? The Eagles, the 49ers, the Lions, the other good teams in the NFC. We got to be able to do that against.
And y'all won't. All right, but let's jump right into it. Let's talk about Apple.
Neither will y'all.
I know. I know. Let's jump right into Apple, Tez.
Yes, Apple will pay $25 million to settle claims by the U.S. Department of Justice that the company illegally favored immigrant workers over U.S. citizens and green card holders for certain jobs. The Justice Department in the statement said that Apple did not recruit U.S. citizens or permanent residents for jobs that were eligible for a federal program which allowed employers to sponsor immigrant workers for green cards. This is in violation of the federal law that bars discrimination based upon citizenship. Now, the settlement is the largest ever for the Justice Department involving claims of discrimination based on citizenship. It requires Apple to pay $6.75 million in civil penalties and $18.25 to an unspecified number of affected workers. Apple said in a statement that they did this unintentionally, and they've implemented a new policy in order to correct it moving forward.
That's going to be a big issue next year too. One of many. Just how America treats its, immigrants, illegal migrants. I was looking this morning on the front page of the New York Post. It says, what does it say? Americans could pay up to $451 billion for illegal migrants.
Yeah.
And a lot of Americans, they feel like America favors immigrants over them.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a big talking point next year, 2024.
Yeah, I even see something where some of the migrants went to some facilities and they're like, nah, I don't like the treatment in this facility, so we're not staying there, and they busting them to other facilities,
Jesus Christ. And I promise you, I can only speak for what's happening here in New York. If you talk to regular, everyday people here in New York that, have to deal with that issue, who these illegal migrants are coming to their neighborhoods, and jumping the line in a lot of cases for them when it comes to jobs and stuff like that, they are not happy about that.
Not at all.
At all.
Not at all.
Yeah, they're talking about it big time in Chicago as well. There was a video trending about it over the last week or so. But, again, this is a matter of fact. This is not even just, how somebody feels. This is literally got caught, discriminating against American people. So that's not a good look at all.
Let's talk about another recall, huh?
Yeah, another recall. This is important. I run across recalls all the time, but when I see it affects multiple states and things that we all use, I want to bring it to your attention. Cantaloupe this time is being recalled. Let's take a listen.
Cantaloupe sold under the brand name True Fresh, there's the label there, are being recalled because of the risk of salmonella. They are distributed by Sophia Produce LLC. All sizes of the fresh melons packaged with the Malachita label and sold between October 16th and 23rd are all part of the recall. The cantaloupes were distributed in 11 states, including right here in Wisconsin.
So it was distributed in Arizona, California, Florida, Illinois, Maryland, Michigan, New York, Tennessee, Texas, and Wisconsin.
I'm shocked they haven't come up with technology that's able to track, product that has salmonella contamination. You know what I mean? Because you shouldn't have to throw out, all the cantaloupes, right? Like you should. I guess they do know because it says distributed and at least distributed. So I guess I don't know how. I feel like they should be able to track where it actually came from. And if you track where it came from, then you can get to the root of where the salmonella outbreak is. So you probably wouldn't have to throw away all these different cantaloupes,
But then they don't want to take a risk. So if you got cantaloupe and you live in those states, definitely want to throw that and get really, really sick with that. So just an update. Update I thought you guys should know about.
All right. Well, thank you, Tiz.
Absolutely.
And make sure you follow at Teslin Figaro on all social media platforms and subscribe to Teslin Figaro, Straight Shot No Chaser podcast on the Black Effect iHeartRadio podcast network.
All right. Now, when we come back, Boosie Badass will be joining us. Boosie got a new flick that's out right now. The name of it is called, what's the name of Boosie's new movie?
No Honor, No Loyalty.
There you
Is that
go.
what it's called?
Yep, something to that effect.
I don't know if that's what it's called now. Don't give me the line.
It's called No Honor, Loyalty, or Love.
There you go.
And we're going to kick it with Boosie next. So don't move. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up early in the morning. The Breakfast Club.